Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on when you watch this video. This is the first in a series of videos I plan to produce for the purpose of getting the attention of the millions of patriots who love our country and want to see it preserved so our children, grandchildren, and posterity will have the benefit of living in a free republic. I'm sure that those of you who are watching this video already have a basic understanding that there is a very real threat to our way of life that will eventually, and most likely sooner rather than later, destroy our freedom to worship God in our own way and to express our views openly without the fear of reprisal. I am talking about the threat of Sharia being inserted into the fabric of our society. The process that the Muslim faithful use to take over countries in which they migrate is already being carried out by their activists right here in our country. I'm speaking of the United States, of course. I recognize that there are a myriad of other things already here that will also spell the end of our republic, such as the LGBT alphabet movement, the mere existence and structure of our monetary system, the disappearance of the natural family, and the unequal application of justice, and most likely other things. Each of these will eventually destroy our country as we have known it. I believe that the most immediate threat that we must overcome before it becomes necessary to pick up arms and physically stop is the takeover efforts of Islam and their intention to insert their system of Sharia into our culture. The other things I mentioned are already in place and so deeply implanted into our laws and institutions that it will take a gargantuan effort to roll back the gains they have made and reverse the damage they have done. It just seems obvious that tackling the Sharia problem before it gets worse will be much easier than waiting until it, too, is deeply entrenched in the fabric of our society. If you have any doubt that Islam intends to take over our country with their Sharia, just listen to these 60 seconds of this Muslim lady's speech to a Muslim audience.
Education is one of the most important areas that Muslims have to address. And while our final objective, is not just to become part of the system that we experience now and that we see, our final objective is to create our own Islamic systems, and not only create Islamic systems for Muslims, but to look at all the other people who are sharing this country with us as potential Muslims. And if we look at them as potential Muslims and feel that we have the obligation, which Allah has told us, to try to bring them into the same style of thinking, into the same way of behaving, into the same objectives that we have, then we have to have some way that we can communicate with them and some way we can work with them. And in that long-range process of making America Muslim, all of America Muslim, then we have to have some actual short-range goals.
Do you still think they are just poor immigrants who need our understanding? If you are already involved in any effort to set right the above items, please stay in the fight. I am not asking you to abandon a good work. I will ask you to add your name to our numbers. It will only take a moment and not cost a penny. The more numbers we have, the louder our voice will be. Some of you will be motivated to do more, and we welcome you to our cause. We are the Sound the Alarm Brigade, building a public opinion army to be loud enough to force our politicians to face the necessity of addressing the issue of Sharia taking over our culture. After all, we know that politicians will never have the courage to address this issue without being forced to the table. Simply go to www.ourstab.com, ourstab.com, and sign up. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel and expect frequent new videos on this subject. By the way, we are not monetized on YouTube.